Hi everyone, I'm Sunny Strasberg. Whether you've been aware of the metacrisis for 10 days or 10 years, your internal system is likely in distress about it. That feeling that the ground has vanished beneath you, that's real. Your protective parts, the ones who kept you safe by believing in progress and in solutions, that it would all go back to normal and there's a stable future, they're all facing a crisis of faith. That crisis is not a failure. It's the beginning of something more authentic. I want to reframe for you what collapse awareness actually is. It's not just about the external world ending as we know it. It's about your internal family of parts, your protective parts, your grieving parts, the parts that hold hope, and also the exiles who are terrified and feel really lost, learning to exist with unprecedented uncertainty. Your nervous system is responding honestly to what's true. That tightness in your shoulders, the sleeplessness, the spirals of anxiety, these aren't pathologies. That's your system's intelligent response to real threat. So the first practice is this. Stop trying to fix your nervous system. Instead, develop curiosity about it. What is your system trying to protect you from? What does it need to know to feel even slightly safer? Your system is not separate from the living world. It evolved within it. So I'm going to suggest practices that root you back into direct relationship with the earth. Walk barefoot. Learn the names of the trees and the birds in your area. There's a wonderful free app from Cornell University called Merlin. This app identifies bird songs and birds in your area. Return to the same patch of land every week for a year and witness how it changes throughout the year. And notice how you change with it. These aren't quaint activities. These are acts of profound internal integration. Grow something edible. Forage something wild. Compost your food scraps and watch waste become soil and that become nourishment. Each of these practices teaches your protective parts something essential, that you are capable and that you belong to a web of life, and that regeneration is real, not just theoretical. It's something to put your hands in, to participate in. Your system also can't do this alone. You need community, not the performative kind, the real kind. Host a meal. Learn your neighbors' names. Practice conflict resolution as if your survival depends on it, because it does. These aren't optional additions to your life. They're the infrastructure your psyche needs to stay coherent. Metacrisis awareness demands that you feel, really feel. Your nervous system is grieving the loss of a future that was promised, the ends of forests, the displacement of people, mass extinctions of animals, your own disillusionment. Don't bypass this. Don't try to think your way through it. Create a ceremony to honor what has been lost. Write a letter to the future. Read poetry that dwells in endings. If you have access to someone who is emotionally safe, speak your fears aloud. Allow tears to come without resistance. Grief is not a problem to solve. This isn't psychopathology. Grief is a necessary teacher and a form of love. Let it deepen your commitment to what remains. And at the same time, and this is crucial, create space for joy. I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. Real joy, beauty, connection. Your system needs both the honest reckoning and the genuine aliveness. Hold them together. The metacrisis as it is as much a crisis of imagination as it is of resources. Your system has been shaped by stories of endless progress and technological salvation. And we need new stories. Read fiction that imagines post-collapse futures filled with renewal. Create something, a film, a piece of art, poetry, that explores how humans might actually flourish within ecological limits. Look into solar punk and Afropunk movements. These movements weave sustainable practices, green energy, and technology into a hopeful future. Spend time with people whose worldviews are radically different from your own, and let their visions expand what you believe is possible. Also, notice people's protector parts. What are they protecting against? And really ask the question, is there a common desire that you share beneath the fear, beneath what seems like different ideas? And understand that in every person, there's always that self energy inside, compassionate, calm, connected. It's the substrate of all that we are. And here's something deeper. Imagine your work, your livelihood, your use of resources. Does your labor nourish the web of life or feed systems of extraction? Your system's integrity depends on this alignment. Redefine wealth, not as accumulation, but as time, connection, creativity, knowledge, and genuine contribution. Orient your life toward these actual measures of flourishing. This isn't a 10-step program to solve the metacrisis. It's a lifelong apprenticeship in becoming more whole, more human, and more genuinely attuned to the living world. This is what Daniel Schmachtenberger calls the post-tragic phase. When you're not in denial of what's happening and you're not overwhelmed by the tragedy, but you take it all in and you have passion for what remains. You will not engage deeply with all of these practices, and your system will signal what it actually needs. Trust that resonance. Cultivate patience. Practice humility, and hold your loved ones close. Protect spaces for joy. And here's the most essential practice. Keep your heart open, even now, and especially now. Your capacity to feel, to connect, to care, that is your greatest gift and your deepest resilience. May these practices take root in your hands and in your days, and may they weave small, steadfast acts of renewal into a world that is still being made. Every genuine ending loosens the soil for something new to grow.